Hello, good day, Deshaun. This is Mark, and once again, thank you for giving me the opportunity to do a site audit for your website or your store. Now, I would like to mention here that the audit here is not complete, but the initial or the few things that I think you need to change, you need to revamp, especially when your store needs it. So because there is maybe too much of these things, maybe there is something that you need to change because uh, you're not getting much customers, or maybe you want to move from your Etsy store to your main store for your customers to order there itself. Now, I can help you, and I am here to do that exactly. So, I am Mark again, and I am a CRO developer and specialist, and I help business owners increase their conversions through my product messaging, which is copywriting, value proposition, testings, and much more, especially on the development and conversion strategies. Now, without further ado, let's hop on. Now, here's what we'll cover for the audit. So I only broke down the audit with this five phases or five things that your store really needs right now. So the first thing is the user interface, the user experience or the user journey, the SEO and copy, clear eye mapping of the website, and advice. Now, in the user experience, SEO, copy, and clear eye mapping of the website, I will do a demonstration on what the customer journey, what the customer feels once they landed on your store. Now, without further ado, so let's hop on the user interface or the UI. So, design or the user interface. Now, know that I mentioned here, I noticed something immediately once landing on your store. Let's start with the hero image. Now, I see here that you have almost too much text, and uh, I don't know where to look exactly, especially as customers. They only stay for your store or your website once they visited your store for about maximum of 5 seconds, so they will not have the time to read the text, the informations that you have posted there. So maybe they are not ordering too much from you because of that. Now now another thing is not too sure where to look at first, because there's too much information. I don't know where to look, whether it's the CMOS gel or the product itself or the text or the benefits. I don't know. Another thing is the colors. Maybe choose a simple and minimalistic colors, and that is best. Now, simple does not mean that your store is gonna be just like a simple starter store, starter online store, just like other. But remember that simple is best when it comes to ecom, and it makes your store more clean. The hero image style is a bit dated, and I think that it does need to be changed because there is too much colors and too much on the design, which does not lead to conversions. uh, Another expert, or my friend an expert, also said that simplicity of the store or design of the store does not make your conversions go high. Maybe some are also fully designed, but they do not get conversion or sales. About others, they get conversions, though they do only have a minimal design on their store. Now, that does matter, and that is the great example of design does not mean conversion. So, another thing is pop up for your promotions or subscription. Now, I notice here that you have no pop ups, or you have nothing, especially on the promotions or subscriptions for your for your CMOS gel. Now that's important, and we need to do something in order to get leads and more customers to buy from you. Now, on the next thing, it is the product section. Now I see that you have a post of products, or you posted a products, but not much was shown. Maybe you are selling all your products. Maybe it's better if you get a featured product, especially for this one product that you want to sell and you want to feature, so that customers should buy this especially. And another thing is no ratings. I mentioned here because ratings or the reviews for your products also helps drive conversions, because as a visitor checks your website, they are not sure if the product is good or not. They are not they are not sure if the product is good or not, or they won't be able to guess if your product is legit. Now the sales tag, another is the sales tag is not noticeable. Now try to pick a different color, something that can catch your audience attention at their first glance, and that is a noticeable sales tag. Another thing is, maybe I should mention here that the color of the product, of the background of the product, should be white. Maybe it should be enhanced with a few shadows, few drop shadows and more. Now I guess that's it for the product section, and continuing to the info section or the information section. Now this is what I'm compelled the most to tell you, because see, this is something that even I wouldn't read, even if this is the last site that I am gonna land on. So you see, as websites grow from this time until this time, so until 2023, the design of stores evolve, right? Now your store does have full of information, but it doesn't have the design or the idea on how it can convey that information to your customers without them being bored. I noticed here that because of this full text, maybe more of your customers do not go there, or have no time to go there on the lower section or lower part of your page, and maybe they are not able to see your blogs and more. So I'm compelled, because it's better to have infographics in your store, in your design, especially on your information. So you should have a visual or illustration for your part of your store, for the information, especially is what is CMOS, history and traditional uses, nutritional profile and benefits, and much more. So that's my part. Another thing, so the fact section should be on the middle part. Yeah, so this thing is the one thing I'm most that's most noticeable surely in your store. So I think this three part section should be on the topper side of your store, especially the review, because a good way to drive conversions is to show the visitors, show your customers that you have reviews and their reviews are good. So it should be, this should be moved next to the hero image after that, and frequently asked and blogs should be especially blog should be left on the bottom. Now I notice here that your color use of colors are non-existent, so I only found this the blog section to be the most noticeable and most visually enticing, yeah, on your store, and neither are your products and much more. So if possible, try to make a information or infographics based on the colorfulness of your product or your blog section. So next is the product page. Now, what's wrong with your product page? Though I see many good things that can be found here, but then I should notice here that the background should be white first, right? And another thing is, yeah, so the picture, instead of the green background, it should be the white background. Yeah, so another thing is by the ratings on your product, that it should be right here. And notice that you want your customers to see that your product always or also has a review so they can check it out. Another thing is a good job in the adding on section or add-on section, which they can add more once they bought here. Maybe we can change that and enhance it further. But continuing, we need a quick description. Your description or your information are all on the bottom, which I think the customers will not be able to read, especially when they are in a hurry. So create a quick description here, focusing on what CMOS and how it can help your customers, and that's basically it. Now, the product information. Just like in the main page, you want to do infographics on here and check if your store can do and check if your store really needs something like infographics, and it can surely make your store more compelling, more exciting to see, and much more. So another thing is a good job on adding this recommended sections, because this is also important when the customer do not want to buy your product. Next is this is the store UI checklist on based on what my review for your store is. So it is informative, but it is not it is really informative, but it is not visually pleasing. Another thing is user friendly, not much. Accessibility, not much. And modernized design and content consistency. So you have content consistency, which is the text on your product on your main page, but there is not much design. So you should focus more on modernizing your store and giving more lifetime value for your customers. This is the user experience journey. Now I will watch and I'll demonstrate on how we can complete this user experience journey on your website. Okay, so hey Deshaun again. This is Mark, and I will mention here that this is gonna be your user experience. Right, so let us start. Without further ado, now what we should do is, upon landing the store, let us check what is the first thing that we are gonna see. Now, okay, so upon landing here on your website, I noticed first that this moving hero image are all full of information, so I do not know where to look, and maybe the slide takes 5 seconds for me to check everything out, which means I don't think I can read this everything within 5 seconds. So that's basically a no for me. So maybe after that, then I'm gonna leave the store without doing anything, and goodbye. That's it. But since we're doing everything now, so here is the journey that your customers is gonna happen. So upon landing your website, their store or your store, they immediately see this moving carousel of your image banner or your hero image, and without letting them read or without them seeing the where's the call to action or your button, it suddenly moves. And where I cannot see the buy now button. Maybe some are hidden here, which means you cannot see the button, or some are hidden here. Try to make your image button or your call to action button more noticeable so you can get more customers. So that's a one for me. Another thing is try to enlarge these things, because it is also important for your customers to see that, oh, this product boosts thyroid functions or boosts energy and immunity, or you can use the CMOS gel for your face mask, smoothies, and for baking, right? So that's one. Another thing is the products. Okay, so it should be of white background, and it's better if you add a shadow here and you enhance the product itself. Maybe this, you should be aligned more on the middle. Yeah, so that's basically it. Now the next thing is the information. I will not be able to read this. Maybe it is because of the font, or it is because it's full of information, full of text, which means there's no excitement, right? Yeah, so that's basically it. Another thing is, oh, there's a picture here, which means it should be good just like this. So your store should also need to be something like this. It needs more color, needs more user-friendly focused designs. And this, oh, I see that they have a review for the testimonials, so it should be on the up there, maybe here or maybe here before this two pictures. So notice that that should be there. And the blog, good job. And facts should be in the middle part, which I think should be here after the product section. Okay, now continuing, we should go to the product section. Okay, now here's the scenario. Your customers or your visitors go to your store, they see this and then they see the, okay, there's a CMOS pill bladder rack, 100 CMOS capsules, and what should I do? Should I keep scrolling down? Oh, so if I scroll down, there's too much information. I don't know if I can read this, or maybe will I read this? Maybe not. So we should be more visual, just like in the front page. Another thing is, oh, they have varieties of the CMOS here, which is good. Another thing is, maybe you should add more options to their size, to their options for the sizes of your capsule, your bottles, and also a review. Now I did mention here that the products should always have a white background, which should be just like this, and maybe you can change your green background to something more light and more visually more pleasing, because two types of green is not very friendly focus on the eyes of your visitors. Now let us try checking out on your store. Now your cart, oh, I mentioned here that your cart looks like yeah, so you have no cart section, pop-up cart, like the once they add the product to their cart, it should come out here. right here. So that's the one thing that we should check, so that you should have. So let's check your cart. There's too much. Let us try checking out. Oh, why is there so much things here? I only added the CMOS pill, but then I have so much products, and I don't know why. Now, maybe is it because the options on the product section earlier? Maybe we should check it out, and you should check it out and see if maybe that's what prevents you from getting more customers from your site. Now, let's continue to check out. Oh, so I noticed more that you have, or you keep pestering your customers to check this out, check the buy, check the special offer, check this new product, and you keep telling them to add and add and add more. Now, I once noticed this on my one of my clients, that they see, or they keep adding and adding more options for their customers. Now, that isn't a bad thing, but it is also not a good thing. I once mentioned it to them that once you give your customers too much information, too much options, they will be more compelled to take their time to buy from you, which means your sales is gonna get slow, and you are not gonna maybe you're not gonna be sure to have more conversion and sales. Now, that's why your product feature, or your feature, or the products you're selling should only be one, so that they will not have more time to contemplate or think if they should buy this thing or the other thing that you're selling, or the add-ons that you're adding. So yeah, let's continue. So I'll decline this offer and go to the checkout, as I want to check out already, and entering the contact information, blah 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 blah, and much more. So yeah, with this is me without knowing that I added everything on the cart. So maybe your store is not really made for user friendliness. Now, let us continue. Now, this is the checklist that I have. So clear customer journey. Maybe I shouldn't have checked it, because I see that the user customer journey, once they landed on your store and they click the product and they add the product to their cart, then another pop-up comes, which keeps adding and adding and adding more until you go to checkout, and that is a bad customer journey. Their customer journey should only be something like this. So once they landed to your product or your store, they check on your product, then they add to cart, then check out. That should be the fastest and most efficient way of getting conversions without you adding more options, because the options that you have already given them is already inside the product page, which you have on as an add-on. So that should be it, and there should be no more pop-up add-ons on your product. Okay, so the next thing is the SEO and the copy. I noticed here that I tried searching for your store. Instead, what appeared on my search page is all on the Instagram page of your store, and then your LinkedIn. Your main store is not on the Google rankings, so maybe we should change that. So another thing is copywriting. If we want to have more customers be more engaged on your store, then you want to change your copywriting and their user experience, because I noticed there that the user experience or the user friendliness of your store is not much not very effective. Okay, so another thing is the informational and engaging. If your content is not informational and engaging, especially on your blogs, maybe you should add more on the article, not just add the recipe for your products or your for what you should cook. Then maybe it will be more engaging just like that. Now, continuing, here is the tips and suggestions that I will give you. So please do note here, and I will send this in this document to you to check out. If your store, if you really need help, then I'll be sure to help you. Okay, now moving, the first is, have you heard of pop-up promotions? Yeah, so that's basically everything. So they can help you in getting more leads, getting more sales, and much more. Minimalistic design is also important. Remember that the simpler design, the easier for your visitors, your customers to get familiarized with your store. I will not further read everything, so the less clutter, so the more conversions you can get, or opportunities for conversions. Another thing is, you should have a featured section, not just your products. You should add a few featured sections for a specific product you want to sell. Another thing is the benefits of your product, so you should try to add infographics on your products and check if you have more, if you can do more. And because customers do like playful stores, playful websites, and they do tend to try out everything. Now, the more engaging, the more user experience the information you have, the more they will check out for your products. Okay, next up is product page. Focus on visuals, not just text. Yeah, so that's basically everything on your product page. Change it to visually pleasing. Change your options on, or the add-on options for your product, and much more. Now, continuing to the facts, we should be able to answer more on what the anxieties of the buyer is, not just simple questions you can find anywhere. Now, simply answering questions is easy, but if you focus more on the problem and answer their anxieties with convincing questions, answers, and that will be the best. So remember, in the facts, the ones, or the answers your customers truly look for are not the general questions, but the answers they are looking for themselves. And that is the most important thing when it comes to facts. Now, site content, dimension, and consistency. Maybe your store needs something like that, because maybe they are using another device and they notice that this part of the section of your store is not showing on other part on the device of your customers, your visitors. Another thing is your about us section. There should not be a fact section on your about us page, and that is one of the things that we call consistency, because there is no consistency if your about us page can also be considered a facts. If an about us page is just an about us page, then the facts page should only be a facts page. So just like that. Another thing is the store color and copy. Now remember that your copy or your color should not only be green, but you should try to check out for another color palettes that should be able to that should be most familiarized to green, color family that's good for green colors, and much more. So next is consider doing a full revamp. Now is a must if you want to gain more customers, organic or paid. Yes, so you want to move from Etsy to your online store. Yes, so that's a plus also. And I'd have a past client, which moved from Etsy to their online store, fully realizing their brand, and they are able to price their product to what they want. So that is the benefit of the branding of their original store. Now, I want to mention here that the store is also a CMOS product, so you can check it out on the information that I will send you through this document. Now, the next thing is show your product being used important. So this is also good. You should take a picture of your product being used, just like CMOS being used to bake. Maybe you should capture video it, or try to do something. As long as it is user being used, then that is the most important thing your customer needs. Because why do we need to do that? Because their judgment on your product should be based on how your product should be used, right? Now, if they see that your product is being used on the store, they already have the imagination, the experience of being able to use it, which means they can just add it to their product or the cart and just check out and finish, right? So that's basically the most important thing in your store. So that can also be added as a user friendliness of your store. Okay, is that all? Of course not. I have many more things to notice or to mention on your store, but I only added the things that you are gonna need most and you are gonna be wanting to change immediately. So don't worry if you're looking for someone who can help you in fully revamping your store. So I can help you accomplish that goal if you want to move from Etsy to your online store and online store to accomplish your goals. So what should I do more? I really want to move from Etsy to my online store. Maybe the first thing that we should do is hop on a call and let's talk all about your business and how I can help you in your current problems. Maybe I will be able to help you not just on your store, but overall being able to help you until you have more sales on your store. Now, is that good? Okay, if you are not convinced, here's a case study I made with my past client, which has the same product as you, and they are also a former Etsy product store. Okay. By the way, I have the document here. If you want, I can send this to you. Yeah, and please check it out because there is also a video on these things, how they have completed how the project was completed. Can't wait and want to start now? Don't worry, I've got you covered. So you can contact me by clicking the icons and let's get this project started. So thank you. Once again, I am Mark, and this is a short audit based on how your store currently is. And I can help you in your mockup design, creating a store design for you before development, and also being able to help you get your first sale on your site, on your store. You being able to get more conversions until you are successful. So I can help you up until then, and I am Mark, and I will see you again soon. So talk to you again soon. Bye bye.